A year is a year, 365 days. But trust me, spending those 365 days in a county jail is a world away from doing that same time in a state prison. One is a spinning, revolving door of pure chaos where you're just trying to hold on to your sanity from one minute to the next. The other is a long-term jungle with its own brutal, unspoken laws that you have to learn fast if you want to survive. I've seen it from both sides. Today, we're looking at what a year in jail is really like compared to a year in prison. This isn't about which one is better. It's about understanding two very different types of hell. First, you have to understand the legal difference because it changes everything. Jails are short-term holding pens run by local counties or cities. Think of them as the system's waiting room. The people inside are a wild mix. Folks who are just arrested, people waiting for a trial who can't make bail, and inmates serving short sentences for misdemeanors, typically for a year or less. You could be in a cell with a guy who bounced a check on one side and a guy facing a murder charge on the other. Prisons are a different beast entirely. They're long-term facilities run by the state or federal government. To end up there, you've been convicted of a serious crime, almost always a felony, and you're sentenced for a year or more. The moment you walk into prison, your court case is done. You've been sentenced. This makes the population more stable, but in a lot of ways, more dangerous. Everybody there is in it for the long haul. This is where the day-to-day reality splits wide open. A year in jail is a year of non-stop, unpredictable chaos. The population is always shifting. People are getting released, transferred, or bonded out constantly. New faces mean new threats and new politics every single day. That guy you had a problem with on Monday, he might be gone by Tuesday, but 3 new problems just walked in to take his place. It's loud, tense, and you never ever feel settled. A year in prison, on the other hand, means you're dropped into a rigid, structured society that was there long before you and will be there long after. Because the population is stable, prison gangs and other groups have deep roots. You have to learn the politics, the codes, and who really runs the yard. In jail, a fight is usually a random, messy explosion. In prison, a fight can be a calculated move with serious, long-lasting consequences. You have 1 year to walk that political tightrope, and a single misstep can haunt your entire sentence. The living conditions are grim in both, but they wear you down in different ways. Jails are built for temporary holding, not long-term living. They are notoriously overcrowded, the sanitation is often horrible, and you might not see the sun for weeks. Your entire world shrinks to a small, loud, filthy box. Lockdowns are constant because of the endless churn of people, so your movement is severely restricted. Prisons, while still grim, are designed for people to be there for years. Depending on the security level, you'll likely have more access to an outdoor yard, a gym, or maybe a library. The routine is predictable and structured, but that structure brings its own mental torture. The crushing, soul-killing monotony of knowing this is your life every single day for the next 365 days. Here's one of the toughest parts about doing a year in jail. You have almost nothing to do. Very few jails have any real rehabilitation, education, or job programs. Your whole existence is about killing time and trying not to go crazy. It's a human warehouse where you're not meant to grow or change, you're just meant to sit. Prisons are more likely to offer these things because they're managing people for the long term. You might be able to get your GED, learn a trade like welding or plumbing, or go to addiction recovery meetings. For many inmates, these programs are the only thing that gives them a sense of purpose and a thin lifeline to the outside world. Having that small chance to better yourself makes a huge psychological difference compared to the empty void of a year in jail. So, what's the real story after 365 days? A year in jail is an exercise in surviving raw chaos. It's an unstable, mentally exhausting grind that chews you up with its constant noise and lack of purpose. You often walk out more damaged than when you walked in. A year in prison is a lesson in surviving a hidden, dangerous society. It's a structured, political world where you have to learn the rules of a violent culture just to make it to the other side. Neither is a place anyone should want to be. One grinds you down with chaos, the other with a cold, dangerous order. It's a stark reminder of how fast your world can shrink to the size of a concrete box, and the fight it takes just to see the outside again. If this gave you a better understanding of how the system works, hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns. I'm curious, what's the biggest misconception you used to have about jail versus prison? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe.